when he was on top of the world. Sean Diddy Combs, platinum records, fashion lines, private planes, billion-dollar contracts. He was a music tycoon, an entrepreneur, a name that whispered power. Tonight, however, that name is at the center of one of the most monumental legal flames in music history. 66 lawsuits have been brought against Diddy, and they are not done yet. Sex trafficking, rape, assault, drugging, and racketeering allegations are mounting. And now, after a federal trial, his empire is crumbling. Prosecutors charged Combs with sex trafficking, racketeering, and conspiracy earlier in the year. It took weeks of testimony, but the jury acquitted him of the most serious charges. But on to counts of transporting others across state lines for prostitution, he was found guilty. He could be sent to prison for up to 20 years. Sentencing is scheduled for October 3, 2025. In the meantime, Diddy is being held with no bail. And that's only the criminal aspect. On the civil side, lawsuits are blowing up. At least 66 already have been filed. Some estimate that the number is more like 80, with lawyers working on more than 100 new ones. The suits come from everywhere: former girlfriends, employees, producers, even anonymous victims. The wave started in November 2023, when Diddy's longtime ex, Cassie Ventura, accused him of rape, abuse, and sex trafficking. The one-day settlement ended the case, but it opened the floodgates. Since then, dozens have come forward. Music producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones says Diddy forced him to buy drugs, recruit sex workers, and film sexual acts, threatening him when he refused. Another woman, identified only as Jane Doe, says she was just 17 years old in 2003 when Diddy and his crew drugged and gang-raped her. She says she was trafficked across state lines and silenced for decades. The roll goes on. Grace Marquez, who works on yachts, claims she was attacked in 2022 with Diddy in attendance. Some report so-called freak-off parties where phones were taken away from guests, where young girls supposedly were brought in, where victims claimed to have been drugged and videotaped without permission. Among them, April Lamprose, who alleges being raped repeatedly between 1994 and 2001. Audria English, who alleges being forced into prostitution. Singer Dawn Richard, who alleges being assaulted. Thalia Graves, who alleges being bound, raped, and videotaped. And at least 3 men who allege Diddy assaulted and threatened them too. The claims are one of domination, intimidation, and terror. One that has rocked the music business to its very foundations. Business associates are distancing themselves. Sponsorships have vanished. The empire is free-falling. From king of hip-hop to fighting for his life, Diddy is on the ropes. With sentencing mere weeks away, and additional lawsuits continuing to be filed, the stakes are higher. Sean Combs denies the charges as lies and labels them a money grab. Lawyers refer to the flurry of suits as a witch hunt. But with 66 already underway, and over 100 said to be in the works, the tempest is far from abating. Currently, Diddy is behind bars, no liberty, no empire, and no exit until October 3rd, when a judge will determine his destiny. Breaking tonight, one of the industry's most influential leaders is in the battle of his life. Sean Diddy Combs, formerly hailed as a worldwide mogul, billionaire marketer, and one of hip-hop's most prosperous icons, is now at the epicenter of a legal maelstrom unlike anything the entertainment world has ever known. Diddy, once atop the music, fashion, and business worlds, now finds himself beset by a landslide of lawsuits. Officially at least 66 in the courts, with over 100 more being reported in the works. These lawsuits hold some of the most severe charges possible: rape, assault, drugging, sex trafficking, racketeering, and more. And tonight, the decline from greatness has reached a turning point. Federal prosecutors indicted Diddy earlier this year on several counts of crime, such as sex trafficking, racketeering, and conspiracy. It was a trial that gripped the nation. In a series of weeks, jurors listened to shocking testimony from claimed victims, former employees, and insiders who spoke of years of abuse, manipulation, and intimidation behind the scenes of Diddy's shining empire. When the verdict was delivered, it caused shockwaves across the industry. Diddy was acquitted of the most severe charges, such as sex trafficking and racketeering, but he was not fully cleared. He was convicted on the felony counts of transporting persons across state lines for prostitution purposes, convictions that now have a potential penalty of up to 20 years in federal prison. His sentencing has been set for October 3, 2025. Meanwhile, Sean Combs is being held in federal custody. No bail, no release, no empire. But though the criminal case is finished, the legal ordeal is fast becoming worse. During the days and weeks after the verdict, civil suits began arriving at a record. Raid. What started as a single case is now a tidal wave. A legal comeuppance with almost 70 formal lawsuits already on file, and hundreds more would-be plaintiffs on standby. The first case to shatter this wall of silence was in November 2023, when Cassandra Cassie Ventura, Diddy's longtime girlfriend and ex-artist, sued him for rape, physical assault, and sex trafficking over the course of their 10-year relationship.